Before I get into this video, two things. One, I'm going live tomorrow to take a deeper dive about this video. It's going to be 10/31 Halloween, 1 p.m. Central. Hope to see you there. And two, I want to make sure that I'm not encouraging people to just simply leave relationships when they don't see someone as the one. You'll see what I'm talking about. There are things that you can do to continue to make relationships healthy, and you can continue to have things in common with that person. So you'll get to it in this video.
What's going on, my beautiful people? This is Certified Life and Relationship Coach, Coach Court. In today's video, we're going to talk about how avoidants act when you're just an option versus when they view you as someone that's the one. I personally don't believe in the one. I think as I become more secure, I have understood now that there can be a bunch of different people who come into your life that will meet you where you're at or feel that immediate needs that you have in that moment. But when it comes to someone being the one, I don't believe in that because we change so much as human beings. And I feel like you will always have someone that's in your life that is touching things on a deeper level than you would have 10 years ago. You know, you may be into something one day and 10 years from now, you may not even be physically able to be into that same thing again, which means, let's say you met someone and you guys were both into mountain biking, and all of a sudden you're no longer able to mountain bike anymore. Would that person still be the one because you have bonded over this mountain biking excursions together? Probably not. Or if you're into video games, you may quit video games. They may not be the one for you anymore because they're no longer into the same things that you're into, is what I'm saying. But unfortunately, when it comes to dismissive avoidance, they have this view of relationships. They have this idea, picture perfect view of relationships that are unrealistic. But that doesn't stop them from treating the person that they view as the one a little bit more special than the people that they see as being just an option. In fact, I think they act very differently depending on how emotionally safe they feel with you and how deeply they see you. If you're just an option, they manage you. I have a whole video talking about the 3 different types of avoidance, the manager being one of them. But when you're the one, they're actually challenged by you because their nervous system is constantly looking for flaws to prove to themselves that this relationship isn't perfect. They will see someone who is just an option as someone who's safer. They're not going to draw attention to their flaws. They're not going to hold them accountable to some of the things that they're doing. Someone who's the one will hold them accountable. Someone who's going to continue to make eye contact with them to say, hey, look at me, we're talking about this right now. That type of person is the person who actually terrifies them because they know that the person who is with them, they respect you because they know that you're trying to pull out their full potential. But when someone is just the option, they really won't take that person seriously. When you're just an option, everything about the connection with you revolves around control and convenience. And you'll notice it in very small ways. You'll start to see that they keep communication light and surface level. They might reach out when they're lonely or when they're bored, and then they disappear when you try to build some type of consistency. And this isn't always intentional. I don't think it's intentional manipulation. I think it's actually some type of emotional self-protection because avoidants are deeply uncomfortable with that dependency, right? And when they start to sense that you want more than they're ready to give, they instinctively pull themselves back. For an option, they'll give you just enough to keep you invested. They'll give you a compliment here and there. They'll have a deep conversation one day and then they'll start to pull back. They'll never follow through long enough to build that emotional safety. They avoid labeling the relationship, saying things like, let's just see where this goes. They'll mirror your affection only when it benefits them, of course. For example, when they see you start to pull away, that's when they start to tug you back in. But when an avoidant meets someone that they consider the one, it doesn't make them instantly secure. It actually makes them more avoidant at first because for the first time, they're emotionally exposed. And when you're the one, you represent emotional safety and threat at the same exact time. They can feel themselves softening around you, opening up in ways that they haven't before. And that's what really terrifies them. They test emotional safety instead of just controlling that distance. 85% of you guys still aren't subscribed. So do me this favor, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. They will test you to see if you can handle their space without judgment. They might pull away just to see if you will chase after them or respect that distance. Because if you can respect that distance, they begin to trust you. It's not fair, but it's their subconscious way of measuring that safety. They start to show you little small expressions of care. It might look like they're checking on you when you got home. They start listening more closely to some of the things that you're telling them. They'll start reciting that back later on down the line when you're having conversations. They'll even start defending you if someone, within your friend circle or their family member starts to criticize you. They'll show ways that you matter to them. But when you're just an option, they don't think twice about disappearing on you. When you're the one, you'll see remorse. You'll see awkward apologies. They're acts of service people. So you'll start to see more acts of service being picked up. One of the ways that I really started to see that someone is more than just an option is they'll start letting you in on their space. And I talk about this in one of the biggest videos I've ever done, which is 5 Signs of Avoiding Cares. One of them is they'll let you in on their space. They'll start to share that with you because they're very sacred. Their space is very sacred to them. So when they start to allow you to come in, I've seen them let people move in. They start to give them some of the things that they have around their house. They start to give you gifts. They won't do that for someone who they consider just an option. They'll do that for someone who they feel like they have some type of deep connection to. And we're talking exclusively about the dismissive avoidant here. So I want to make sure that you guys don't get it confused. I'm not talking about the fearful avoidant. I'm talking more of that dismissive side. But if you guys have made it this far in the video, I want to introduce to you the method that I use with my clients. It's called the court method. I'm going to apply it to this specific situation. The C stands for clarity. When you're unsure whether you're an option or the one, don't listen to your words. Observe patterns. Do they initiate consistently? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they communicate through conflict? People who truly see you don't disappear when connection deepens. The O in the court method is ownership. Own your emotional needs. It's okay to want closeness. It's okay to expect follow through. The problem isn't that you want connection. It's when you settle for only half of it. The U in court is unhooking. Stop reading every avoiding behavior as rejection. Sometimes it's fear, but also stop reading every return as love. Sometimes it's guilt. Unhooking means you can see the pattern without getting pulled back into it. The R in the court method means rewiring. Respond differently than you have before. Instead of chasing when they pull away, I want you to ground yourself. Instead of over-explaining, state your boundaries once, and you want to state them calmly and clearly. That's how you retrain your nervous system and change the dynamic. The T in court method means thrive. Thrive means you no longer measure your worth by how much someone chooses you. It means you only allow access where safety is mutual and effort is consistent. That's when you stop being that option because you've actually become the standard. So to summarize, how do avoidants act when you're just an option versus when you're the one? When you're an option, you get only fragments of their connection. When you're the one, you trigger both their deepest fear and their deepest desire. The difference isn't how much you love them. It's how much they're ready to love themselves through you. So if you want my help personally, the quickest way to get into contact with me is through my website at www.fruitfulseeds.com. And always remember, when you go and be loved, you'll never have to find it. God bless.